In the days following the crucifixion, when grief hung heavy in the air and hope seemed lost, a small group of followers struggled to understand what had happened. Some claimed a miracle, others could not yet believe. And among them was a man whose story would echo through history. His name was Thomas the Apostle. Thomas, also called Didymus, meaning twin, was one of the 12 chosen by Jesus Christ. Unlike Peter or John, his voice appears less often in the Gospels, but when he speaks, it reveals something powerful: honesty, depth, and a desire to truly understand. At some point during Jesus' ministry, Thomas was called. He left behind his former life and followed. He witnessed miracles, heard teachings that challenged the world, and walked alongside the Messiah. Yet his faith was not simple acceptance. It was something deeper, a faith that asked questions. Thomas was not afraid to speak when others remained silent. When Jesus spoke of going somewhere the disciples did not understand, it was Thomas who said, "Lord, we do not know where you are going. How can we know the way?" And in response, Jesus gave one of his most powerful teachings: "I am the way, the truth, and the life." When Jesus prepared to return to Judea, the disciples knew the danger. Opposition was growing. Threats were real. Yet Thomas spoke with courage. "Let us also go, that we may die with him." This was no doubter. This was a man willing to stand, even in fear. At the final meal, Jesus spoke of leaving them, of preparing a place, of a path they would follow. But the meaning was unclear. And again, it was Thomas who spoke, seeking not to challenge, but to understand. Then came the arrest, the trial, the crucifixion. Everything the disciples believed seemed to collapse. Fear took hold, and like the others, Thomas vanished from the public eye. Hope was buried. Then came the message: "He is risen." The disciples claimed they had seen him, alive, but Thomas was not there. And when they told him, he could not accept it. "Unless I see, unless I touch, I will not believe." Days later, as the disciples gathered again, this time Thomas was present. Suddenly, Jesus stood among them. No door opened, no sound was heard, only his voice: "Peace be with you." Then he turned to Thomas. Jesus invited him, "Touch my hands, see my side." And in that moment, everything changed. Thomas answered, "My Lord and my God." Not doubt, but complete belief. From that moment on, Thomas was no longer defined by doubt, but by conviction. He had seen, he had believed, and now he would go. Tradition tells us Thomas journeyed far from Jerusalem, further than most of the apostles, carrying the message of Christ into distant lands. In India, his story continues. He preached, he taught, he built communities that would endure for centuries. Even today, his legacy remains there. But his mission came at a cost. Thomas was killed for his faith, a martyr who remained true to the end. Thomas is remembered as the doubter, but his story tells something far greater: that faith is not the absence of questions, but the courage to seek truth, and when truth is found, to follow it, no matter the cost. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to hear a particular story, leave a comment below.